Buddy Bradley Pettie here. Just want to give you guys an update. I completed the introduction to the New Testament course through the Nazarene Bible College a couple weeks ago. My favorite class so far. I'll let you know this class is pretty good. It opens your eyes to a lot of things. So if you're thinking about it, I would absolutely say to take it. So this is one of the textbooks, Discovering the New Testament, Community and Faith. This is a very good book. Has a lot of key features, a lot of things in here, very important things. You'll read your lectures during the week. You'll have to post 5 times out of 7 days. You'll have your homework. 2 of the weeks you'll have a test that you'll have to do in your final at the end. Basically multiple choice. Reading these lectures is very cool. Dr. Daniels G. Powers, amazing. So you're going to go over the canonization of the Bible. How did they get the books that they were going to put in there? It took 400 years, and what standard did they use? What criteria did it have to meet? So you'll know where the New Testament came from. You're also going to have individual lectures and also reading in your books for every single book inside of the New Testament. So when you're reading, say, the Gospel of Mark or something, this is going to go over who was the author, who was his audience, what was the purpose of the writings, what's unique about the writings and the characteristics of the writings, and stuff like that. And all this stuff it's important. And when you read it again and you recognize who the audience is, who they were writing to, were they writing to Jewish people, were they writing to Gentiles, it really opens your eyes. Like Luke wrote a lot about poor people, women, children. That was a main focus, that they were important, and the Gentiles, salvation was for the Gentiles also. And when you understand that and you read it, it brings a lot of things back to life that you could just overread in the beginning. So you're going to read about the synoptic gospels, like Matthew, Mark, and Luke. They're pretty similar, and why and what things are similar and what things are not similar about them. So that means that they basically look alike. You can read them side by side, kind of, but what's different about them? You're going to learn about the Markian priority, which is pretty interesting. So that's something to look up. If you never heard that word, just Google search it and you'll see what I'm talking about. I don't want to get too far into these. You're going to learn about the intertestamental period, which is basically 400 to 450 years in between the Old Testament and the New Testament, the intertestamental period. The 400 years of silence is what they call it, but it wasn't really silent. God was putting things in order, making things perfect. That's when a lot of people were formed. Hellenization took over the world. There was all these different sects. They all came into effect, like the Zealots, Pharisees, Sadducees. Everything had to come into play, and everything played out just right to create the perfect moment in time when the Messiah would come. And it's really interesting when you read that. You think of them as 400 years of silence, and they weren't silent at all. There was a lot of stuff going on then. The other book that you will get is New Bible Dictionary, which you'll read some things out of here. Very interesting. This is good to have around the house too also, if you want to just research stuff, if you're really interested in things that you read. Man, this is good too. So it's good to have around. That's the book, Discovering the New Testament. That's the other book. I enjoyed them all. Every single lecture too. I saved every single lecture because there's so much information in here. And Dr. G. Powers, he did an amazing job. And the other thing is, during that period, it's going to show you to what type of Messiah were they expecting. What was their expectations for the Messiah? And you'll see most people were expecting a military Messiah, kind of from the Maccabean revolt, where the Greeks were oppressing, the chosen people, and they overcame the Greeks with their faith and against odds. So what they were thinking was that they were oppressed by the Romans, and that the military Messiah would come back and they would defeat Rome and they wouldn't be oppressed anymore. Just what were they expecting, and why did they overlook Jesus? and stuff like that. So it's really interesting when your eyes get opened up to all these things. If you're thinking about taking the course, I would absolutely say take it, because as soon as I got done with the course, all the information that I got, that was just in my mind and everything that just stood out, I picked up my Bible right away and I started reading the New Testament again, and a lot of things were brought to life. I had a whole different view on things, and I understood things, more of an enlightened reading, because I understood things, the audience and the purpose and the author and what were they up against. You're going to go through everything too, the letters, the letters to the churches, the prison epistles, everything. You're going to go through all of that, and you're going to see why they were writing it. You're going to see the battle with the Gnostics, how Paul was writing a lot against the Gnostics and fake doctrine and stuff, and very interesting. If you guys took in this course, or if you're planning on taking this course, if you need any more information, if you want to hear anything else, if you have any questions or comments, please post them below. I'm by far any type of scholar, but I'm trying to be. I'm hungry and thirsty for knowledge. Let's edify each other. Let's sharpen each other. Let's build up the kingdom together. So if you got comments or anything below, or if I missed anything or anything you think is important, please post it below. God bless you guys, and just thank you for your time. Hit the subscribe button if you like. God bless.